we're back. So we have GPLA top 8. Frankie Rodriguez, different format on Storm, and we have my dude Jim Dudak on Infect.
In what's sure to be an extremely interesting and interactive game of Magic the Gathering, we have Infect versus Storm. Frankie is on.
He's smack talking the white border trop, the peasants trop is what I saw. Anyway,
what we have here, Frankie's on. It looks like a relatively standard build of Ad Nauseam Tendrils with 2 Past and Flames, 1 Ad Nauseam, 1 Dark Petition, and a Rain of Filth main. Is there any spice coming from Jim?
We've got. Not really. Looks pretty stock. Bunch of 4-ofs. 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Become Immense, 2 Might of Volcarosa, 3 Berserk.
So he does have the 3rd Berserk, which seems like would be relevant in this matchup specifically.
As far as the board goes, 2 Verdant Corruptor, which is probably a hedge to all of Death and Taxes. 2 Fluster, 1 Surgical, 1 Sylvan. The 4th Vines, Hydroblast, Seal Primordium, Nature's Claim, Bajuka Bog, Caracas Wasteland, and 2 Crop Rotation. So nothing too outstanding besides the double Verdant Corruptor.
So have you played either of these decks ever?
Have I played them myself?
Yes.
No.
No, okay. So have you played against both of these decks?
Many times.
Who do you think is favored in this matchup?
I'm going to say Jim.
You're going with Jim?
I'm going to go with Jim. Not only because he's my boy, but because of what just happened right here.
Because that's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can see the future.
Okay, that seems... I'm just going to
Change the score real
change
quick.
this to 1-0.
I just want to note that Jim is 4-0 and Frankie is 3-1. So this is a pair down match.
Oh, so this is the pair down
This
match.
is the
So
pair
they
down.
They have to play.
They have to play. Which maybe if Jim wins, he just goes 6-0 to be on the play in top 8.
You just go for it.
Just go for it. You got nothing to lose.
So that was game 1.
Yeah.
Very interactive, fun Magic.
Yeah.
And that would be where the 3rd Berserk comes in handy.
Right.
When you're just pure racing.
So Jim has, in this matchup, 2 Flusterstorm, a Surgical, Bajuka Bog, maybe Wasteland. And I'm not sure what he cuts. Like, Frankie's not playing any interaction, right? Like, no...
I mean, in the board, he does have Abrupt Decays,
Okay.
a Chain of Vapor, an Echoing Truth. It really just depends on how weird he wants to get with it.
Right.
Because you're really diluting your deck that
Your
needs
game
to
plan,
race. You're
right.
diluting your game plan when it is just a race. I guess I'd probably have to agree and say that Jim's more than just slightly favored in this matchup.
Yeah. You also have Force, Ponder, Preordain, or not Preordain. Brainstorm, Ponder, Force Will, Daze.
Yeah, all the
Spell
standard
Pierce.
really good blue cards. So it's basically a Delver deck with a really fast clock. As we just saw last
Turn 2. On the draw.
Turn 2 on the draw. So they are, Frankie does know what he's doing.
The whole deck is foil.
The whole deck is foil and better than yours.
Right.
But sideboarding is a thing. What would you bring in if you were the Storm player?
So he's on the Sadistic Sacrament. That's an interesting one. I really don't know how to, like, I could look up a Brian Cook sideboard if you wanted me to, but what to take out? No, I have no idea. But what to bring in? Abrupt Decay is probably fine. Flusterstorm is probably fine. Massacre? No, they need
he'll never cast it.
Yeah, they don't have planes. Maybe they go on the empty plan, make like a ton of goblins,
Ton of blockers.
like a ton of blockers, just like throw a whole team in front of it at one point.
That could work. I mean, that gives you blockers and a clock.
Right. Rain of Filth, maybe? Something to consider to take out? Again, I have no idea.
No idea.
I literally had no idea how to sideboard this deck. I know, like, what would you bring in, but to take out, it's another story. Same thing with Jim's deck. Like,
Now, Brian Cook does play TES. Frankie is on Ant.
True.
Sorry.
I just meant a storm deck in general.
Jesse plays green.
Yeah. There's no creatures in that deck, so I don't know what to do. There's also no I in my name.
I didn't put it up there yet. I guess I would be the chick version, right?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I don't even know, bro.
There we go. You want me to put?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm also a green player, but I know the difference between the two.
I do too, but I was just picking one.
There you go. Okay, so looks like Jim has shuffled and kept his 7. Frankie looks and immediately sends it to the bottom. So it's not looking good for our GPLA top 8er.
No, it's not. My boy and yours.
Everyone's boy.
Everyone's boy, pretty much. Your
America's boy.
America's boy. American hero.
Frankie did go 4-0 in the Amazing Discoveries. Gilbert F&M last night playing the Little Green Men Elves. Guys, the Little Green Men's goblins, right?
Goblins are red.
No, but like...
They're not all green. Their skin color isn't green.
No, it isn't
Actually, Little Green Men is like aliens.
I always thought Little Green Men was goblins, even though elves are more green somehow.
It depends on who you ask.
It depends.
So we got a FBB, Trop, Pass.
That's a volcanic.
That's what I said.
That's a not.
That's a Trop.
That's a not FBB Trop.
A peasant's
but still
Trop.
a Trop. Okay, so since you predicted the last matchup, what's going to happen here in the next turn?
Noble Hierarch Pass. One of my favorite plays ever. Wow. I'm just that good.
He knows about lands and noble hierarchs.
So what's Frankie do here?
Hopefully it goes off.
You think?
I mean, he doesn't have any black mana.
He played...
He doesn't have a specific clock on him right now, so he doesn't have to go off right now.
Okay, Storm count 1, and this time I mean it. So, Thoughtseize?
Thoughtseize.
Storm count 2. Jim is...
Lotus Petal into the Thoughtseize.
Says alright. Whoa, double crop rotation.
No
Daze,
clock that he can touch, just
Force.
Inkmoth.
Ugh.
So you take the Force, you take the Daze. You do take the Force, so he can't Force Wheel. You take the Daze, so he can't.
I think you take the Force because you can just play around the days.
Depends, I mean, if he has lands or not. He did just have to Lotus Petal for the Thoughtseize.
That could have been a bait for the days. Like trying to get him to spend the days.
Yeah. I mean, looking at his hand, and he did mulligan, so.
Right.
Oh, it's a Chain of Vapor.
A Duress.
An Infernal Tutor.
Oh.
And a Duress. So Frankie's hand, not the best.
He took the days to just shut off the Force. And Jim Dudek with a guy playing face up.
Playing face up. I believe he drew another blue card, though.
Attack for 1. Attack for 1.
There it is.
Yes,
Attack
let's
for
go.
1.
Lower that ad nauseum.
Frankie looks, shuffles his cards a bunch, and passes back. At what point do you crop rotate for your wasteland?
I'm gonna say Jim. If he had brought in the wasteland, he would have done it last turn.
There's the 3. Storm. I don't even know how do you even storm count on this, or infect count on this. There it is. There's the infect.
There we go.
Infect.
Something
3.
to think about. 3 poison.
So he keeps up. the hypothetical spell pierce. as opposed to getting an extra point of storm or extra point of poison. There's the dress.
Interesting. What was it? Oh.
There goes the Force of Will.
I wasn't a huge fan of that. Maybe it doesn't change the clock. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And Frankie just needs to draw cards to win at this point. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess it doesn't change the clock a whole lot.
Because the clock is still
ticking. 7.
This is still the last turn Frankie has.
He draws. Preordain.
It is insane how fast those Noble Hierarchs and Inkmoth Nexuses end the game.
Right.
In 3 attacks.
Well, you saw last game.
That was
turn 2.
1 attack.
1 shot.
Frankie looks.
He is what I like to call dead on board.
Duress is dead. Chain of Vapor can't target the land. Infernal Tutor can't get anything. That might be all she wrote. We wait, we look, the handshake. Way more suspenseful than I think it should have been. That would be Jim Dudek over Frankie Rodriguez, 2-0.
Sitting at 5-0.
Sitting at 5-0. Frankie drops to 3-2.
3-2.
Out of contention?
Most likely.
Most likely out of contention. What? Bring me the sheet. Like their match sheet. That's the easiest way to do it. Okay, give us 1 second. We're gonna switch to the backup match as everything.
Okay, we're back.
Backup match brings us round 2 of Blue Red Delver against Burn. Eddie is up 1-0. They're going to game 2. For his list, we have Delver of Secrets, 3 Young Pyromancers, 3 Terramanders, 3 True Name Nemesis. Extremely similar to what Kaufman was playing earlier, with a Forked Bolt and a Vapor Snag main. In the board, very similar to the last matchup, not a whole lot to bring in.
2 Flusterstorm.
2 Flusterstorms.
Pyroblast counters blue things.
Yeah, Pyroblast against blue things. Like, not a whole lot. What do you see for Christian?
Just 2 Pyroblasts. A Volcanic Fallout. That's about it. Not a whole lot. 1 Searing Blaze.
Not a whole lot. Like we saw before, it's very draw dependent. If Burn can just hit its stride, hit its burn spells, there's not much the Blue Red Delver deck can do. If Blue Red Delver gets to start landing Pyromancers with blockers or True Name Nemesis, there's not much the Burn player can do about it. As you've seen, it's red. It's a red deck that runs 30 lightning bolts at this point.
We've got Bolt, Spike, Chain, Rift Bolt, Skewer the Critics. So that's 5. That's 20 cards that deal 3 damage for 1 mana.
So Eddie looked at his 7 and kept. I don't know why I took that from you.
Very rude.
Very rude. Eddie kept his 7 and did Christian?
Looks like he's mulliganing, yeah.
Definitely hard mulligan. Okay.
I believe Eddie's qualified for the next Pro Tour next month.
So once again, Pro Tour competitor.
Pro Tour. There's a lot of people that have been on the Pro Tour here.
Eddie Caudill.
Including Jim Dudek.
Jim Dudek. Jim just took it down, Dudek.
Jim 5-0.
Jim 5-0, Dudek.
Are you playing next round? No? Jim.
I should still be one for first seed.
Okay. Jim has a heart.
Soul Crush, Jim.
But we're saying Jim 6-0 and then crushed the top 8. Get a 9-0 day.
9-0 today?
9-0. Alright, so we got Christian fetching a basic mountain. How exciting.
Never saw that coming.
With the Scalding Tarn.
Basic mountain, more shuffling. Mountain into.
Swift Spear.
There's the Swift Spear. I actually haven't seen that start for Burn deck yet today. Take the 1
I
damage.
rarely see Christian with a Goblin Guide, to be honest with you.
They need to do life. I'm going to
Fetch.
go like this. I'm gonna phone a friend to call Mr. Daniel Espinosa.
We're calling in backup.
We're calling in backup to tell them they're not changing life totals. We are getting life totals adjusted right now.
Was not super relevant last match. Oh, there we go.
There it is. We have adjustments. This is relevant, okay?
What are we going to play, Eddie?
We need to know.
A
What's Eddie
Pteramander?
got?
Pteramander
Does he
go?
have a flying salamander lizard?
Salamander Drake.
Is it really a salamander drake?
I believe so.
I don't even know. I've never seen one in play.
Well, it's one of the adapt creatures, so it's got some crazy-ass creature type. Oh, we got a Bolt.
Bolt on the Swift
All
Spear.
right, let's go.
Eddie playing that control game, that Pro Tour control game.
What do we got here? I like Eidolon here, if he has it. Oh, just to pass the turn.
Oh no. But it's also the no respect for the price of progress.
Nobody here. Chris is playing 4. Eddie's playing 1 in the board. Nobody here respects that card.
There's even less respect for the price of progress.
He's just not, doesn't care.
What is that? Is that the Pteramander?
That's a Pteramander.
That's Pteramander?
That's a Salamander Drake.
Oh, he went Ponder Pteramander. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I missed that.
Pondermander.
I could not figure out why he'd have 2 mana. So that is a lightning bolt to the dome, end of turn. Christian's going big.
Going to the head.
I mean, I am pretty excited about Pteramander if it ever gets to evolve.
I'd like to see that.
5/5 flying salamanders are quite terrifying.
They are. They end the game quick. It's like the reverse Grimag Angler.
It's like the reverse growing angler. And here's Eddie. He's pre-ordered. Building towards the evolve. We see Force Ponder, Daze, Young Pyromancer, and Blank. So he did have the Daze if he's just playing around it with
Right.
the with
Which
the
your
Eidolon.
chat just said.
No, there's chat.
That's smart.
Chat knows.
I just jam things too aggressively. That's where my mindset is. Just slam it.
Slam it and jam it.
Slam it and jam it. Like Thalia, turn 2? Even
Every time.
Turn 1 in my deck.
Every time.
Every time. Because there's 3 more in the deck.
And you're gonna draw.
I'm gonna draw them. Okay, we're respecting price progress a little more here. With that, you know what?
Double
Do
Vulcan.
you know what I saw Eddie where he got his basics?
Where?
Literally the basic land box right up front.
Is that a?
This might be tradition.
It might be tradition, but that's a basic land out of the box.
Yep.
Okay. That might be extra disrespectful.
Yeah. Very.
There's the Young Pyromancer.
Here we go. With Days back up.
So this is where Christian gets in trouble. There's blockers, there's attackers.
His opponent's at 14.
His opponent's at 14.
He's missed
Not 3.
2 land drops. There we go. Goblin Guide.
About a couple turns too late. Frankie did not win. Frankie lost 2-0 to fall to 3-2.
A force pitching.
That was the first Goblin Guide miss we've seen all day.
Oh, okay. A force is on top.
2 damage. He's at 10.
He's at 12.
He's at 12.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he was at 14. Chris, what are you doing, bro?
Finally cracks. Finds the mountain. I like that little.
Chris is
weird,
very
weird
particular.
Slide he does,
He's very particular about his foils.
and he goes and finds the exact ones he wants to find every time.
He keeps them in great condition. Shuffles very particularly.
Okay, Christian trying to figure out what his outs are.
He's going to tap that nice mountain for a Screw the Critics. This is just a bolt, right?
It's just a bolt.
Let's light up the stage. It's the other card.
We know the days exist, though. We know
It's
there
there.
is the days.
If I'm Eddie, you think
I think you days.
I pull back a Volk.
You what?
I pull back a Volk and respect price progress. Oh,
It's in his hand. He's looking at it.
it's the best time to use days.
There's
Ooh,
the days.
the island.
No respect
No respect.
for the price of progress.
Disrespect.
That's actually disrespect. I will agree with you. The opposite of respect. Did you win? Oh, we just had word. Fan favorite. Andrew, the Frenchman, Rodriguez.
Which means Bomberman, Mono White Bomberman is
Got
X
knocked
and one.
out by Bomberman. Bomberman is moved into top 8.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully he can draw.
So Bomberman is 4-1. Us having watched his only loss of the day.
The last event I won here, I was X and 1, and I had to play, and I won.
Against
And
Bomberman.
that's what, not against Bomberman, against Dredge.
Ooh.
You know what the play was? Use Sylvan Safekeeper to sack my Dryad Arbor to pop all of his bridges.
It's a big play.
It's a big play. And that's why these 53 viewers get to listen to me talk.
52 viewers getting Jesse, Maverick, Senpai, James at the booth today.
Your boy. Twitch chat confirmed 1 off of Adapt for Terramander. Block with a token.
Getting mountains going.
We've hit our 3rd mountain. Lava Spike.
Lava Spike. Down to 9.
We're in the red zone. A
I
pass.
think the red zone would be like under 5.
No.
There's a football comparison. Within the 20s. Under 4.
Price of progress. He didn't respect it.
There's the price.
He didn't respect it.
He's got the force of will.
I don't care. He shouldn't have to force will this.
First price of progress of the day. Would also get him into adapt.
Adapt mode. Let's go.
So 5, 6, 7, 8 damage this turn. So with the adapt, it's a 2-turn clock.
If he doesn't have a bolt.
He does not have a bolt.
If he doesn't draw a bolt. Oh, Spell Pierce.
Just has the spell
What
pierce.
a god.
Just
Maximum efficiency.
Pro
he didn't
Tours
adapt.
the spell pierce.
He didn't adapt. Play Wasteland.
Because he could have just adapted right there, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, here's the adapt anyway.
He tapped a lot of mana.
There it is. Maybe our adapt math is wrong, and
5, 6, 7, 8. Christian should be a 5. Trigger. A Delver of Secrets. A block from Squirtle. Chain Lightning.
chain lightning to the dome. Game's over.
That's it.
No cards in hand. Big creatures.
A draw. Attack.
That was an
handshake.
Aggressive across the table handshake.
Was it?
Yeah. Got him.
Eddie Caudill.
Eddie Cahill. Okay. Eddie
Pro
Cahill.
Tour competitor.
Pro Tour competitor Eddie Cahill.
We've got Alex Corwith, Tate Donovan, Eddie Caudill, and my dude, Jim Dudak.
Anthony Hare. Anthony Hare's in. Unless you're just talking about
I'm just talking about people that made the Pro
your dude
Tour.
Pro Tours.
Something I could never do. But I've tried.
You gotta stop spiking legacy tournaments.
Frankie Rodriguez, Pro Tour qualified.
Going to PT London.
He is. Alright, you want me to look for another
I
match?
think that's it. We're gonna go to the 3rd match. I think that's it.
Okay.
We're gonna put you guys on a little breaky break, and
Although we
hopefully
just hit our most viewers at 54.
54. Thank you guys. We will be back shortly.